As the William Tell overture plays in the background, Sergeant Fulk and Uriah lead the Bravo squad back to solve with violence the problem Quinn, Griglac, and Ricky have already solved with deception. This is episode 14, Here Comes the Cavalry.
As characters, you guys are going to have to make a decision. Because last game there was a bit of an interesting thing that happened. So you guys managed to get into this warehouse full of criminal people doing criminal things, and you sent away for assistance. And by sending away for assistance, you sent the adept to call for aid, and you sent the sergeant so they would take him seriously. And that is why they were gone. So the rest of you managed to just waltz into the warehouse, not get in a gunfight, not kill anybody, get into this locker area, and you found some of Alpha Squad there, off the books, helping do things that they were told. You managed to grab some of those items and secure them and bring them back. Now, here is the question. Would you guys have met outside of the department to get your story straight as to what you've been doing on your time off, or are you just going to bumble into this one after another and each have very different stories of what's going on?
I'll handle the stories.
Okay, listen here, Obi-Wan Clouseau. There's gonna be a problem if you start trying to wavy hand people's problems away, because this is Dark Heresy. You're going to be like, oh yeah, no, everything is fine, we did our jobs, and then they explode into bats. You can't do that.
I wasn't planning on it until you gave me the idea.
Don't do that. So, okay. Listen, I
just want to say for the record that Goat is clearly the reason we always get into gunfights, because he's gone and all of a sudden we get through this fine.
Hey, you weren't there either.
Yeah, I wonder.
We had a barbarian, a guy who's probably on drugs, and then me who's floating slightly above the ground, just walk happily into a secure facility, grab some shit, and leave. And there's a lot of people with guns that didn't shoot us. That's weird.
So who were those people? So who were those people at the warehouse? Do you recognize any of them?
You recognize the Alpha Squad guys, but you didn't recognize any.
We didn't. We weren't there.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking in character.
Oh well, no. Okay. Here's the question: are you guys meeting up with you guys and all coming in together? Because I just want to ask if you guys had maybe come up with a pre-planned meet.
I used to call creature on all my allies and bring them to
that doesn't work like that.
Damn it.
It might. We've all got to take the truck back. Right?
It might. Well, no, because what have you got? You guys ran off to call the cavalry, so you guys will be coming back with the door kickers. The question is, where do these things intersect? Is what I'm asking. And
oh my,
yeah,
I have a radio, so you can call me.
Call me.
I was gonna say, what if, instead of them, by the time they get there and we get out of the facility, we just radio into them and be like, "Oh, hey, we did it. Don't worry."
So you've got all the door kickers in the back, and they're all roided out on pre-workout, and they're all ready to murder, and you're like, yeah, and
we're good.
Yeah,
doing lines of Gatorade powder off each other's carapace armor in the back is in there.
Yeah. So may I make a suggestion then? So imagine this, right? We'll have Diggs call them on the radio, be like, "Oh, hey, everybody, it's all good. Don't worry about it." And that's when Uriah would go, "What the fuck?" And how about you got the roided out door kicker, so why don't you just pick some random scum house on the way there and be like, this is what we meant.
Yeah, this is the warrant house. This is the warrant house. This is the one we got you guys riled up for.
Yeah, it's come all the way down here and cause a problem. You just go to a different
drop
house.
them into a half block.
Be like,
and then drive away.
A running gun battle ensues.
I would call Uriah or Sarge and just to be like, yeah, we got what we came to get, but there was Alpha Squad was there.
Okay, so here's
and they were under instruction to destroy the things that we grabbed. So I'm just confused.
So here's the thing. Okay, you guys can get access to a call box because when they went to go get help, they took the vehicle. So you're on foot. You have no radio. You have to go find a call box with all the documents you have, and it's starting to rain.
That's fine. My clothes are wet.
All right, so
most of my documents in my big ass coat.
Yeah, extra layers.
Oh, he's a hobo. So
yeah. All right. So let's start this. Let's start this back at the precinct. You guys have just come in. What was the last thing you guys remember that you're going to try to convey alarm to try to raise the alarm for?
I'm gonna run in and make Scooby-Doo noises like pointing at the truck.
Okay. Your watch lieutenant is sitting behind the watch desk, and he's got the helmet down like low over his eyes, and he's like leaned all the way back, and he's motionless.
Sir.
He is motionless.
Sir.
He is motionless.
Falling asleep on post is an infraction, sir.
He is motionless.
I look at the sergeant.
Is he dead?
He is unresponsive. Should I get a defibrillator?
I'll kick the chair leg.
All right.
Ooh.
Like an expert, he catches himself with his toe hooked under the edge of the table, as though practiced at this, and brings himself back down in the chair, and it pushes his hat up with his index finger, and he's like, "Evening."
Yes. So it is the evening, yes. That is factually correct. We need all of the men, like everyone. In the back of the trucks so that we can go, we found the thing, and we need the people.
Very priority.
What? He just kind of blinks.
What? Criminals.
Okay. I mean...
So,
organized crime facility.
Where's the rest of your guys?
You understand that we are, like, really good at killing people, yes?
Amazingly,
These people are too much for us to handle alone.
Oh, right.
Probability of success is very low without departmental support.
He goes, all right, yeah. You guys, yeah, all right. And he walks over to, the call box.
The remainder of our team is infiltrating and maintaining surveillance over the facility.
And
it would be more effective for us to go and...
I have the goddamn autocannon, and I still thought we couldn't do it.
Yeah, and so he's, tapping the thing on the phone, and he's like, spin up the Widowmakers. And you hear a klaxon start sounding in the building.
I don't recognize that designation.
And you start hearing it just echoing, and before long, you start hearing the wonderful, immutable sounds of hut, 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 and the clack of boots. As these guys start assembling, you see them zipping up battle rattle. They're pulling on clothes. They are tattooed. They are giants of men. They have been fueled on creatine and chin-ups and workouts for too long. These people live for civil insurrection and civil disobedience, and they know the answer to the crowd lays with the flamethrower, brother, and they have no problem. And you get the feeling when you see them that they are mighty warriors. There are 12 of them.
This should be adequate. Do you agree, Sergeant?
We will manage.
So one of the guys walks over, and he's the sergeant. And his neck is enormous. His shoulders it's like cobra neck.
They had to let out the the seams of his collar.
He looks like a fucking Cardassian. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. And he extends his hand, to give you a handshake, and it's just like a bear paw. It crushes your hand.
His arms bigger around than my guy's torso.
Right. So your whole body moves when he shakes your hand. He is like 2 Griglacks, and he's like, all right, I warmed my boys up. Gunny Smoot reporting for duty.
Oh no.
No, Smoot.
Wait, does this guy have robot arms that are constantly knife handing?
No.
Oh, must be. It's a different Gunny Smoot then.
I will show them the map of the facility.
Okay. They look at it, and you realize that these guys are having trouble concentrating. They're quite animated.
I'm mostly just making sure the sergeant's focused on like the door I want them to go in. I'm like poking it with the hand, like this door. We're gonna pull up right here. This door.
and he's measuring. He's like measuring out, and you hear him count. You know what? Go ahead and make a lore check for a Krieg. I think this would apply.
I think we used war as.
Yeah, let's use war.
Wait, sorry, that's Mina.
All right, you mean. Yeah, he got it. He may not be a Krieger, but you understand when a man is measuring out explosives. And you know, by the measurements he is making...
He intends to use all of the explosives.
What you had planned to be a surgical instrument, he is planning to solve in the Russian method.
Well, surgical for Krieg is like an axe.
Yeah, or a grid square.
Yeah.
And
only this grid square. None of the other ones. Yeah, only this one.
All right. So they're gearing up and they start piling in the vehicle. You notice that they have flamethrowers, full auto shotguns. 2 of them have cut down autocannons.
What the fuck?
All right. I take the craziest one and I point him into the turret for the autocannon.
Okay. He's really wild-eyed. He's got like he's got like operator beard, and he's got like operator reverse mohawk. He's full on. Yeah, like
I wanted to use the turret.
Oh, you should have said something. I don't think you're getting him out of the turret. He's stuck.
Very unlikely.
Yeah, it's just like what G.I. Joe action sent, where the toys don't fit in the turret. You know, they're just like, oh, and you like put them in there, and they're just like, you know.
Update the remainder of our squad.
Okay, so as you manage to pull out, and you've managed to actually get the body count incorporated on board successfully, let's cut back to the guys as they walk out of the warehouse without having fired a shot. You guys are standing out in the rain. It is a light sprinkle at the moment. You have a briefcase from the locker, and you have some miscellaneous files, but you opted to not take all of the files.
Yeah, because we can't. There's too many of them.
Correct.
Just start stuffing all the files under your shirt.
That's what we did.
Oh.
Yeah, we'd already stuffed everything under our shirts. Well, I did. I don't know about everybody else.
Well, you've still got
big files in pants. You take.
And you've also
just fall out of the rip.
Oh yeah. God! But no, he's got. You've also got the briefcase that was in there. So that also is another item. So you guys are standing out in the rain. It's just standing out there. It's a warehouse. Trucks come, trucks go. People start staring at you for standing out in the rain.
I flip them off.
Okay, noted.
I can't show you because my camera's not working now. But yes, that's it. It literally, that's what I just flip them off.
Anyone who stares, just like
anybody who stares at me, I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm like, fuck yourself. Go back to work.
Just standing there like, we robbed this place. Fuck you. All right.
Just standing out in the rain. Oh, okay. What do you guys want to do?
Well, looks like you have the initiative here, Mike.
Yeah.
If they're not saying anything. I'm assuming they're going to follow. Yeah, just start walking somewhere.
Oh.
You guys hear a dog yelp in the background, and you know that I'm only several blocks away.
They're just shooting all the dogs on the way.
Oh my God.
I'll probably hit it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that too.
All right, okay, so you guys are
standing out in the rain.
You are standing out in the rain, out in front of the warehouse. It's a light rain, but you've been here long enough to know that this place just experiences perennial shit, horrible downpours.
Well,
Riglac wet.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can find a call box?
Yes.
I'll just say, hey guys, look out for a call box.
Oh no!
Wow, I lost by 1.
All right,
I'm gonna do the same.
Hold on.
I'm getting rain in my eye.
Hold on. So you guys walk down the block. You walk down the block and you're kind of looking for call boxes. This is an industrial district, so you walk up to the first call box, and you open it, and it's just a cord hanging there. Someone has just ripped the guts out, and you start walking, and it starts raining a little heavier. And the rain is just spattering down. And you find another call box to find the same thing. Now, Mike, go ahead and make your check.
There you go.
Damn it.
Okay.
I just go like, where are these fucking voice boxes at?
Usually in your throat, but I know what you're talking about. We'll keep looking for them.
You go to the third call box that you find because you're like Third time's the charm, gotta be. And you open it up, and there's a note. There's no.
Read, so let me grab it.
Yeah, there's no call. There's no phone. There's a note.
I'll pick up the note.
And it says, if you wants your phones back, you can speaks to the phone's king.
No.
God damn it.
What does it say?
It says that if you want your phones back, you talk to the phone king. Who the hell's the phone king? Do you know?
He just looks around. He's like, I know.
But I know an underworld lore check to see if I know what a phone king is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah,
No, look, your failures are going to make this an interesting side quest. So that's how we're doing this.
I don't know who they are.
Oh, right. The phone king rings a bell.
Wow.
Wow. Groaner! So you remember in one of the many briefings that you have sleep through, but you've learned to not sleep at your desk, but rather just stare straight ahead and turn your brain off. One of the things,
science thing.
and Deputy's just giggling because he's like, we don't do that. So one of the bolos you remember was hearing about a splinter faction of the Underhill gang that had survived the purge and the fight at the bread store, that had begun getting into stripping houses and had gone by several different names in the locales, but they've been stripping wiring and plumbing and trying to resell it.
Can I use... what would I do to check how old the note is? Like, would I know?
That's a good one.
Like, would scrutiny?
You know what?
Like logic, maybe? I don't know.
Let's either or, because logic, I would say logic would be more in my brain, kind of like doing the Sherlock Holmes thing, where you're just like, enhance, you know, you're like,
I'll just try to scrutinize the paper.
I'm scrutinizing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's paper.
And it's wet now. So
It's wet. It is wet paper. It was written by hand. It is now wet. Congratulations.
Yeah, Ricky's just going to look around. He's like, well, there's got to be some of those BC radios in one of these trucks. Is there any truck that we could, like, yeah.
All right, so
is there any stores? Like, I have plenty of geld on me. So
you're Radio Shack. We found it.
You also have badges, which allow you to do many amazing things. Badges allow you to do terrible stuff, and just as a reminder, you are cops.
Yeah, but we need to get a radio. None of these.
Yeah, the badge is not a radio. That's fair.
Yeah. I feel like if we found a Radio Shack, sure, we'd go in there and be like, all right, nerd, hook us up with a radio.
He tries to get your phone number and everything, like in the middle of a thing. He's like, well, if you sign up for our plan, rewards.
Do I look like I have a rewards card?
If you get 2 lines, the 3rd line's free.
You're like, you see that 78 Firebird? Do I look like I have a rewards
email
card?
Address I could reach you at? Like, get the fuck out of here.
It's Nanya@business@CompuServe.net.
SBC Global.
Yeah. Old.
I'm rolling my AOL.com.
Yep. So yeah, let's look for. So he just looks around like, we got to find a CB radio in one of these.
All right. Okay.
Trucks.
Yeah. All right. So before
industrial area, there's like parked everywhere.
Yeah, this is industrial area. So before long, you just find a cargo vehicle. It's just sitting there.
Okay. I'm gonna look inside.
All right. You see.
Before we try to break in, I'll be like,
I'm not gonna break in.
Ricky.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look.
I might tell you to break in, but can I just do a sense presence to make sure there's no one like around watching us?
Sure, good idea.
Let's do a single roll. I rolled an 8, we're safe. And
okay.
I know. It works.
Okay, so there's plenty of people walking around and driving around, but no one's really paying attention to anything. This is just the well-oiled machinery of boredom.
There's a slight shimmer in my eyes, and I go, all right, no one's watching. See if there's anything in there.
Yeah, I'm just like looking around.
All right. Yeah. So as you look in, you see that there is a Vox unit. There is indeed a shortwave Vox unit sitting in there.
All right, cool. Is the door unlocked?
It is.
Awesome. Yeah, he just opens the door.
All right.
I wasn't going to just break the window. I saw that look on your face. I wasn't just going to break the window.
I would have.
I should have, though.
Yeah, like with the butt of your gun, because this is like 80s
I was thinking
schlock.
I was thinking like I was gonna break the window. I'm like, oh yeah, and then he's gonna say, well, the door was unlocked.
I have a truncheon.
Yeah, you have a police truncheon. They break things real good. Just
Yeah, I'm gonna open up and unlock the other door as well. So Griglak and what is your character's name? Quinn. Yeah,
Quinn. Sorry. Diggs.
I keep wanting to call yourself your character Diggs.
That's
everything's Diggs.
Everything's Diggs.
Yeah, so Quinn, just let them in the truck so they don't have to sit out in the rain while we try to figure out this radio between the three of us.
Yeah, all right. So you're all sitting in the vehicle.
3 tech retarded people are going to attempt to work a radio.
It's like that scene in Zoolander. It's like that scene in Zoolander where they try to open the files in the computer, and he's like, "It's in the computer," and he just throws it.
We got you now, Mugatu. And he just throws the old Apple PC.
Yes. Oh my God!
Where are the files?
So yeah, you're all 3 sitting in the front bench of this thing, and you're all looking at the Vox. And between you, you usually had help that touched communications devices. That was really beneath you. Ricky, you've never had anything electronic that worked for more than 3 seconds. And Griglak,
I've stolen radios.
I've
never turned them on before.
Right, exactly. None of them were ever working when you had them. And then
I've always had like a nice high-end Vox bead in my ear, and it would always just do what I thought.
Exactly. Exactly.
How do you knobs? What are knobs?
Right. And Griglak, the magic voice boxes that you have seen seem distrustworthy and certainly ill-intentioned for their language. Yes, just bad.
Griglak think there's a little goblin in there, and you whisper your message to the goblin, and then he transmits it.
Exactly. You're wise, Griglak. You're very wise. All right, so who is going to try to use a civilian band radio to talk to a paramilitary force?
I have a 13 in tech use. Don't let me touch it.
You're just going to be like, as you die.
Let's put my force sword on it and channel. It will give it some extra juice.
Oh my God.
No, I have 37 in tech use.
Okay, if Ricky can bullshit his way through this could work.
Oh wait, I see it. It's bugged underneath a thing called common lore. Like if you look at my sheet, there's like common lore, and it's like over the button to press tech use. Oh, that's weird.
Oh.
Is there a way I can just like remove common lore? Like I want to delete knowledge.
Delete knowledge?
Yeah,
well, you know about lore.
Yeah. Falls against the front of the truck, drools a little bit, and then he's like, I feel better.
Reveal to everyone. Yeah. So,
nice.
Ricky.
Hey, high five, Ricky.
Yeah, so Ricky, explain how Ricky magically does this correct the first time with no problem.
Yeah, as soon as we get the doors in, we just doing all that, trying to keep all the warmth in us from the rain. And we're just kind of 3 dudes awkwardly sitting in the truck, just kind of hunched in there.
Yeah.
And I just go, okay, I have I'll be honest with you guys, never actually turned one of these on before. So let's see. First he goes and looks for the key in the overhead thing. Is there one up there?
Yeah.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the key falls down. I'm like, oh, fuck, yeah, sweet. And so he puts it in the ignition and then turns the car on first.
Okay.
Because in case the car needs to have power for the thing.
Sure.
The only time he's ever heard a radio on is when a car is on.
Yeah, the vehicle turns on. The vehicle turns on.
So you're not using a car radio, you're just turning the car on.
Because that's all, in his brain, all he knows is whenever we're riding around, I hear radio noises come on. So that must mean the car has to be on.
Okay, very good logic.
Never driven before.
Quinn is just impressed, like, yes, that one.
Okay, and then he goes and flips the power switch knob very gently, and when he hears the click, he kind of winces a little bit. He goes, oh, and then he hears static, and then he starts tuning it, and he goes, okay, once we find Urina, we just got to listen to his voice.
All right.
Uriah.
So Uriah's transmitting. You do hear Uriah transmitting on one of the frequencies.
Yeah, we're on route to the
objective. Wait, there it is. And then he picks up the little thing, and then he's like, hey, fuckface, hey, you there?
I'll lean up to the box and be like, can you hear me?
You gotta yell in this thing. He puts it up. He's
do we eat it?
Yeah.
We're on route with the reinforcements for you.
The what? What?
No, we're good. We good?
What's a reinforcement?
He sent him backup.
Oh, okay.
He starts flipping through the duress codes.
Yeah, he goes, hey, don't worry about it. We fixed it. He's like, hey, listen, we got everything. Everything's good.
You cleared out the whole warehouse by yourselves?
No, they just let us in. They're cool. Alpha Squad was just chilling, burning stuff.
There must be interference. I didn't. Anyway, can you confirm the target address, because Bravo Squad's ready to go and kick some asses.
In the background going,
Yeah. All they're doing is singing cadences in the back about bayoneting kittens. They are just ready to murder. They are
the pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, look at the kitty.
Aw.
Yeah,
he just looks over at. He's like, "What's the address?" Then he looks over. He's like, "Oh, hey, what about that phone queen guy?"
Okay, make one perception check. Diggs, Griglak, or Ricky.
I got 60.
And for I have 44 perception. So you'll.
Is this awareness or just straight perception?
Straight perception. This is a moment of.
I'm rolling some shit today.
If you wanna, I would say.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll fade it.
All right.
Drop one.
You got plenty.
I rub my eyes really quick and I just. Nope. Fuck me.
All right. Yeah. You have no idea where you would find a phone king.
I'm just poking the Vox box.
Oh, I wish I could. Oh, that would have been cool. Okay, I was thinking like I'd just give him the phone king's address and just send you guys over there. Well, take our phones, will you? All right.
Actually, you know what? I should have had you assist because you guys are all together. Fine. Diggs, roll me one more. This will count as your reroll.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
You're like, oh yeah, that was carry the 4. Oh, it was.
All right. So as you guys are sitting there in that moment with the handset in your hand and the beating rain, at one moment you realize a rain sensor must come on in the vehicle when it detects rain on the windshield, and it starts slowly squeaking across the windshield, and it's really annoying. And you look up to try to figure to turn it off. Yeah, it's just really annoying. And as you look up,
touching the window, like off.
Right. It just keeps moving dirty water.
I try to turn it off, but I make it faster.
Yeah, and it just keeps making dirty water. The dirty water smear across the front of it. But in between wipes, you look up and you see a ratling smoking a cigarette in the awning of a really shitty looking pawn shop style brick building at the end of a long row of industrial buildings. And the sign above it says, "The Phone King."
That's when he goes like, yeah, I got that address.
Yes. So them fuck ups that I have an entire can of whoop ass here, and I need a place to land it.
No,
or they will whoop my ass.
We have it, sir. All right, so like my guy
I'll let Diggs do it because I can't read.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my guy does the dad thing where like he turns his like hand over the headrest to face back at the guys. And is like,
the address is 1718349.
The target has exfiltrated from the original location, but our surveillance team listed the new location as 837 Ultramar Street.
All right. So so Smoot goes,
We're in the chapters. Everybody lock the doors.
We're going there. We don't have a floor plan handy, but
no. So Smoot just goes, "We will improvise. Now I need to know how many people are in the building. Now how many hostages are we talking? How many people that might get in the way?"
One moment, please.
Do I have sense presence up? Can I tell how many are in a building?
Yes.
Don't make that face.
All right, come. So as you reach out, you find that there's about 5 to 10, and they keep coming and going out of range, but they're all ratlings.
5 to 10 ratlings, no hostages.
All right,
weapons free. Looks like it's weapons free.
Yeah, the guy turns back and he goes, "Incendiaries only. We're going to set a perimeter and a kill box. We're going to close the kill box. We are going to harvest."
Ooh-rah.
Tell them the objective is to retrieve the phones.
Primary objective: retrieve telecommunications equipment.
Retrieve government property.
I'm gonna lead over to Griglak and be like,
evidence.
"Hey, Griglak, how does it feel like how does the title Phone King sound to you?"
It's the rattling known as Phone King.
Oh God! All right, so Griglak, you were saying
radio silence is key.
Recommended.
I mean, they might be intercepting this now that I think about it. All right, anything else to update, team? Over.
No, we'll see you there. We're observing.
Yeah.
Are we gonna say Madis Guardian?
Royalty.
Yeah, if we get those phones back, you can be the Phone King.
Griglak can be king.
You can be king.
All right.
ETA soon. Over
So
and out.
you just have to make the other Rat King disappear. It's a succession thing. So if you see him,
Then
I heard you have laser eyes now.
We can make him a crown out of like little phone headsets.
I must pull the phone from the stone.
A bandolier of Nokia bricks that he just throws at people.
oh my God.
His chest armor counts as 5 higher because it's Nokia's.
Yeah, it's Nokia's, and oh my God, someone starts using warp magic on you, and the Nokias start ringing and lighting up, but it dispels it. Like you,
calls from your dead relatives.
yeah, it's charging the Nokias as you're casting stuff at it. They're like ringing and stuff, and the bars are going full. It's like you have no power here.
Delta Green.
Delta Green.
So
All
we
right.
have guys going in.
All right, so as you guys, okay, Deputy, how are you going to insert this team who you have been given the you've read them the objective of retrieve government property, and that everything else is grass, and they're the lawnmower. So where are you going to drop them off?
Okay. I'm going to wait until we are on a straightaway.
Yeah.
I'm going to let go of both the wheel with both hands and turn the seat around and be like, Gunny, do you want stopped down the street or in front of the building?
Okay, so you're gonna do the like just rolling, give them a choice.
Yep.
And
Leans over to take the wheel.
yeah, okay, so he goes
Into this building, I'm very upset with both of you.
all right, so he goes, I prefer dynamic entries.
Okay.
Well, I can do that. Pull back around and take the wheel back.
All right, so how are you going to dynamic entry the vehicle?
As we pass the building, I'm going to slam on my brakes, throw it into reverse, and back the back doors into the front of the building.
Okay, that sounds fairly complex. Let's go ahead and do a
That
drive
is.
check.
He's gonna run over so many kittens. Oh, but I won't.
He's the best driver.
If I fail this, I know exactly how it's going to fail.
Well, you can re-roll it, but second roll on
Well,
making
no, I
it.
mean, I know exactly how the fail is going to go.
All right. Operate ground vehicle.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not called drive in here.
No, because that would be reasonable.
Operate surface.
Yep, there we go.
69.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Unfortunately, that's 19 above a pass. So, are you wanting to re-roll this? Because that's 3 degrees of failure. That means it must be comedic in my book.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
we'll
like
do comedic.
We're
That's
just
a
watching,
critical
by the way.
failure in the system.
All right, so let me set
Beyond
the
just
scene.
chilling out in the
Yeah,
truck.
that's I'm setting the scene. You guys have managed to figure out finally how to slow the windshield wipers, but not turn them off because that seems to be a safety feature.
That makes sense.
Griglak has found the operator's manual and is flipping through the picture book of all of the various add-ons and accessories the truck once came with when it was manufactured. And Ricky is pointing out the things that he thinks he knows what they are. And of course, you know, Quinn.
Carburetor.
Yeah, and Quinn's sitting in the middle and nodding. Yeah, Quinn's sitting in the middle and nodding and going, I think I've heard the help talk about that. Yeah. You know, just like, yeah, I know what a shovel is. You know, just this is different for you. I mean, this is very exciting. You're down in the working class trenches, and you're sitting here in a vehicle used by laborers, and you're looking through their secret book they keep hidden in their little vault that they keep in the front of the vehicle for such papers. So you feel like an elevated criminal now. You've tasted the lower classes. So
when I get back home,
yeah,
my help is going to get slightly more money based on the things you explained to me.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Part right here, they call it the Winfield. That's where they put that's where the glass part sits.
So the rain doesn't get on me.
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like your character's having that moment of like, what's it called? Undercover Boss.
Yeah.
You know, where they're like, yeah, this is where we shovel the shit. And it's like a guy with an obvious toupee. And he's going, you know.
Obviously, it's Gordon Ramsay.
Yes, with the shovel. And you're like looking at all the stuff and you go, that one?
Yeah, you pick up like a safety cone. The shovel, right?
Yeah, you put them in one end and it squirt. Wait, that would make sense.
This job is hard.
Man, I wish you guys got paid more.
He just points at that "Keep on Trucking" bumper sticker that's on the dashboard, and he goes, "Yeah."
All right.
He doesn't know what it says. All right, anyway.
So he's just pointing at it.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah.
So you're just like, yeah, at the words.
So what view do we get of these guys showing up?
So
that's in an air conditioning.
So I'm painting a picture here. I'm painting a picture. You guys are sitting kind of in an elbow bend of road. The warehouse is behind you, a few hundred yards. You've come up a few blocks. In front of you to the right, catty corner, is the end of the strip mall industrial area with the Phone King and the Ratlings, which are now starting to grill sausages out front. And it does look like they're making feet meat. Now, to your left is the intersection that they will be barreling through toward the Phone King. Now, Mr. Deputy, at this point, as the engine revs and you turn back around to announce that you indeed can do that, describe for me, please, what happens next.
All right. So I swing back around, foot goes to the floor, and the siren and the whale kick on.
Yeah, of course.
And we run through the intersection without any regard for any traffic. Hit the grill as we skid to a stop sideways, throw it into reverse, but instead of using my mirrors, I look over and I'm just staring against it's like blindly towards the building at that speed.
Oh no.
Just a reactionary thing like, oh shit.
hit a fucking telephone pole which pins the back doors closed against the front of the building.
Okay.
And announce that we've come to a complete
all right, so you were
have to like climb out of the front seat awkwardly.
Yeah.
They've got to climb out either the front doors or the hatch that the fat guy's stuck in.
All right, so you've managed to make a huge fuck up of this, and you send sausages in a grill flinging into the darkness with sparklers as it bounces off the concrete.
Were they able to get their police stuff back since they brought police? And we're sitting in our non-police stuff, right?
Yeah, you're in your non-police stuff.
You guys are just in like a truck.
Yeah, we're just watching. We see...
we have sirens, alarm, just...
That's definitely our guy right there.
I refuse to up that drive skill. It's too goddamn funny.
Oh, God. It's horrible because it will end up killing you. Now, hold on. I need to...
Don't give me that.
I don't think any of us are qualified to drive better than you are.
I am.
I think Goat is. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's for peasants.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask a question and go. Why does your character sound like that? Did he like have a lobotomy?
Because I was having a hard time coming up with a good voice and characterization for him.
No, this is good too. I just wanted to make sure it was like, do you have a lobotomy off screen?
No,
we just didn't hear it? Okay.
He's no longer excited about this job. That's a takeaway.
Fair enough.
Okay, that's
like being young again.
I believe that.
Yeah. Like I get that. Like your characters finally just reached like I'd be an alcoholic, but that's illegal.
Yeah.
As my character's excitement grows, his wanes.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's almost as exciting as being a Krieger. Almost.
Oh my God.
I'm just happy I still get to kill people.
Yeah. Oh. All right, so you managed to do that. However, I will say this display of pyrotechnics is so incredible. Nothing violent has happened yet. You exit the vehicle and awkwardly help the murder team out of it as the halflings inside just stare. They have no idea what is going on or why you are there. You guys sitting in the vehicle with the slow swish of the windshield wipers watch this awkward disembarkation as people are helping each other move weapons out of the vehicle, and they all stand out in the rain very awkwardly.
Yeah, we're just like eating popcorn.
And Smoot looks...
Probably go.
Yeah, Smoot... we should probably go.
Go where?
Yeah, so Smoot cocks the rifle and he raises it and he goes... That was the worst driving I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen worse.
I think I've done worse.
He goes, I'm going to go get you your phones. But you know what you're going to do? You're going to get this vehicle unstuck because I ain't walking back. And then you're going to set a perimeter. Then you're going to answer all the paperwork and I'm going to take a power fucking nap.
I thought that was the plan anyway.
That sounds fun.
So I'm not even going to roll for this, but I am going to describe because there's so much firepower these guys have. I'm going to say they kick the front window to the store open and just walk in and form a firing line and just Corleone these guys. I mean, yeah, they just...
were going to say the Winfield. I would have been very upset.
Oh, God, no.
I need my rain cover.
Right. No, they Corleone these guys. They go ED 209 on these guys. I mean, they eat them full of holes. It is just full auto gunfire. There's like burning pieces of crap everywhere. There's fluff and body parts and feet. And a few sausages that got knocked around. They do get you a handful of phones that were in fact in the back. They just hand you a bag of phones. And
My guy's just writing. Uriah just writes as everything's happening. He just takes out his autoquill, so him write really fast, and he just starts like transcribing. He just starts doing like a courtroom transcription of the whole thing, complete with sound effects. Like, get down!
Parentheses, gunfire.
Yeah. Parentheses, gunfire.
Shoots the man. He dies.
Man dies.
Yeah, no, man's ah! Man expires from multiple bullet wounds.
Wilhelm scream.
Yes.
All right, so these guys have managed to just massacre your thing and get your phones back. I'm going to say you take a few minutes to get the vehicle unstuck. It does take some muscling. Are the guys in the other vehicle going to intercede at this point or just continue to watch idly?
I don't want to get wet.
Oh.
Yeah, we've been dry since we've been waiting. So
yeah,
we have a working vehicle. We could probably drive up.
Look,
hey, Ricky, see if we can get closer. Let's drive the truck forward.
I wasn't going to make that suggestion because I know that's exactly what my character would want to do. And I know how badly this will end. So yeah, Ricky, of course, takes his suggestion and goes, okay, sure. And tries to drive the vehicle closer to them.
Oh, no.
Well, he knew what the Vox box was. This is an obvious... He knows what the Winfield is. He knows about vehicles.
Yeah, the Winfield.
All right.
Does Griglak know how to drive? Anything besides the bird?
Oh, my God. Yeah, Gringlink knows how to like Flintstones car, but he doesn't.
He just pushes his feet through the ground, starts carrying the whole vehicle.
Yeah,
if all of you together might be able to do. Okay, with Ogren, you can do that. Rules is written.
Yeah.
I ran the math once.
Okay, then let's try it.
Yeah.
So, wait, you're going to try to Flintstones?
While they're doing that, I'm like wrapping the winch around another street pole to pull us out.
Yeah.
My guy's just sitting in the cab taking notes because he doesn't want to get the paper. He doesn't want the paper to get wet.
So we're thinking if we get the truck over there, maybe we can help you guys pull your truck out.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's great. So the murder squad is sitting around smoking cigarettes as he's trying to run a winch. And all right, and you have your bag of wet phones. Mike, roll drive. Okay.
Roll drive.
Operate ground vehicle. Operate ground vehicle.
The skill that he does not have.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't have that.
All right, so what we're going to have to do is roll under half your agility, because your agility is what governs driving. So
roll under half.
Yeah, so what you do is just roll your agility, just roll a straight agility, and half is, what is your agility currently?
62.
All right, so half your agility is 31. Wow.
Oh my god.
Dude, Ricky has proven to be such a valuable ally to Quinn over the last 24 hours.
Yeah,
just
so
the smooth talking, getting people's way, operating a Vox, now driving a truck. I'm just like, man, this is the man right here.
So
you're like, why haven't I been talking to you in a while? And then he like pulls out a cigarette and then he puts it in backwards and lights the button. You're like, ah, yes.
I understand. I'm just surprised.
You're like, the filter's the best part. They don't tell you that.
Yeah, he's been smoking it backwards this whole time.
Yeah.
He was told a long time ago this is the best way to do it.
Right.
He chokes a little bit as some of the tobacco just flies in.
Oh, so...
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, all right, so you manage to just like stomp on the clutch, slide it right into gear, and just air brakes off and just start rolling up to him. And you, before long...
He's not even surprised. He's just like...
Yeah,
like,
no.
Yeah, I stole... A friend of mine stole a bunch of these.
you drive it just fine. So
he
before
rolls the window down and he sees
Depp tying off.
Yeah, Depp tying off, and he just goes, "Hey, you guys need some help?"
Hey, what's up, guys?
Like, semi truck rolling up.
Yeah, we're just all looking out. Like you see, Griglek just hunched in.
All three of you looking like weird creatures in the front of this thing, like a Rat Fink comic. You're just like driving around in this 18-wheeler.
All right, when they come to a stop, I untie from the street post and put it on the bumper of their truck instead.
Okay. Make another driving check to see if you can pull it out.
Well, I just assume the 18-wheeler's sturdier. I want them parked there so that I can operate them.
Oh, all right. So, okay. That's fine.
I'd love to help you, but you don't seem like you need it, and it's wet out there.
I was going to suggest the same thing. I was like, I'm not taking another chance at braking.
Yeah, I was going to say that would be
roll
hilarious.
into the truck and just keep pushing it.
Yeah, like that, or he like drives it off a pier or something, and it.
And now I find this body of water.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
All right. So you managed using the winch, and safely so. You managed to get it unstuck. The murder team gets back in there. All right, what are you guys going to do with this other truck? Are you going to try to drive it all the way back, or are you going to?
I'll get in Deputy's truck. I know that thing can handle a crash.
Yes, it can. It is in fact more durable.
Remarkably sturdy.
It's more.
I've hit a lot of things while in that vehicle, and I've been fine. So I don't know how sturdy this 18-wheeler is.
Yeah,
I don't even know what's in the back. Is there anything in the cargo?
You haven't looked.
Well, okay, I'll go look.
All right.
Richest man in the game, always looking for some petty thievery.
I'm just looking for cool shit like bread. There's sausages here.
Yeah, so you manage
sausages.
So you manage. All right, so you get to the back of the truck while he's winching, and you find that there is a seal on the truck. There's a seal.
An imperial seal?
It's an official governmental seal for this has been sealed and secured.
Shit. Hey, Ricky.
What happened? What happened?
You know how to undo these imperial seals?
Oh yeah. What do you want me to roll for that, DM?
You won't need to. You know how to just monkey pull on them and just pop them off. They're cheap metal. You're just like.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be tamper evident, but they're not.
He takes the tire iron and just pulls it right off.
All right, you managed to roll the back open, and there are a bunches of pallet boxes that have been tied down to the pallets and then reinforced tied to each other.
And he just peeks his head out around the sergeant. He goes, "Hey, we need your sword."
Oh no, don't worry, I have a sword. I pull out the force sword.
You pull out your like fucking.
Yeah, you're like, this is why I want to run Star Wars with this group.
Reality just bends.
That's what I mean. I want to run Star Wars with this group because it would be like Luke Skywalker getting the lightsaber and instantly just starting to try to cut shit in half with it. Just be like, hey, throw me that ball.
I got my light Kopesh, so it's got like a slight curve to it. For some reason.
Why not?
We'd like have those like nightsticks, but they're lightsabers on the back.
Oh god, yeah.
There were so many weird ones.
Tonfa.
Yeah, there were a lot of weird ones.
Yeah, and then there was the helicopter thing that Frank doesn't like.
Oh yeah, you have a dual one. You can just spin him and.
Yeah, you show that to Frank, and he gets really mad.
Well, canonically.
Yeah, canonically, Frank.
You can float if you have a high enough jetpack.
Ugh. So, as you start trying to pry these open using your force sword, as a means, so you're like channeling your warp power into a sword to open things. You find the first box contains a brand new, highly polished, nickel chrome plated toilet.
Oh, dude, Sarge, I got an upgrade for the barracks.
Deputy, do you come over and look at it?
Yeah, I'll come over.
It's a toilet.
Now,
it is very nice.
It's like, look, we stopped the bad guys. We got the word papers that have all kinds of bad stuff on it, I'm sure. And now we got a new toilet for the captain. We're going to come out as heroes.
Well, if it's for the captain, let's strap it to the truck.
Okay, so you are taking the toilet.
I think Uriah can drive an 18-wheeler, right?
Yeah.
You can't just show up at a police station with something you stole from the docks and just be like, look at all this criminal stuff.
I think it's a fancy house for the frog.
Just walk in, it's like, book it.
But you can't just say that either. You can't just walk in with like a sack of cocaine and be like, book it.
It wouldn't make it inside if we were around Ricky with cocaine.
Yeah. Oh, God, he'd be talking like Ric Flair. I'd be like, woo! Just running around doing Nature Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah. I would say you have probably time enough to fiddle with one more box before people are going to start getting
Yeah, why not?
weary.
I'll just slice one more open. Now I know where the hinges are.
All right. So you manage to slice one more box open. And as you pop the top on this box, you find that it is full of boxes of chocolate.
Like real chocolate?
Real chocolate. In fact, as you look over these boxes, you realize these were gonna go to some really nice apartment or condo in the main downtown and hadn't been delivered yet.
Ricky looks over at the chocolates and goes, "Oh, Dad, don't eat those."
Why?
Dude, he looks around. Dude, people, that's poop. That's what people do. They put them back in the box.
So that explains the toilet. So they poop in that, and then
it smells and tastes disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
As a Krieger, I likely have never seen chocolate before.
You are familiar.
You can kill
If
a
you
dog.
eat sugar, it would be like, oh my
I'm
god.
familiar with the concept.
You are. Let me just say this: the sweetest thing you've probably ever had was like double salt licorice. I imagine Krieger candy as being either exceptionally sharp, like powdered glass, or exceptionally bland, like.
We once added sugar to our pemmican.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean,
imagine like he heard a legend of this thing called the strudel.
yeah, like
One day he will try one.
in the long before time, in the dark age of man, there was strudel. Yeah.
I've had strudel. Believe it or not.
I will collect.
I was in the
some of
legendary
chocolate
baker
bars
area on Chromanova.
and give them to the door kickers
All right, so
as an apology.
so
I
you
pocket a solid brick of those chocolates.
okay, cool. You got a solid brick of those chocolates, but
Ricky's like, that's just disgusting. I don't know
No,
why you
it's,
ever eat that.
So you gotta know one thing about poop, Ricky. Everything's poop.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
And
just,
then I
like,
just
thinks about it
leave.
for a second.
wait. So you dropped the philosophical bombshell of Ricky's life on him. Everything's poop, and then just walk away.
Yeah. I float out the back of the truck and then into
Oh,
the-
I see. So you have your Jesus moment. You're like, everything's poop, my child, and then just and just T-pose
You
away.
just T-pose away.
Yeah.
Everything's poop, my child.
And then you put the chocolate bar in your mouth and
as you throat sing the Halo theme. just being really weird.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway.
so you give the chocolate bars to the door kickers who dig into them, and you realize you've never seen human beings eat in this manner before. It's like watching ducks eat. It's like watching a log debarker work. It is just. Most of it goes down the center. Some of it comes out the side. There are sounds. That is how these gentlemen eat. And it does placate them for a time. But it is horrifying and unseemly. I was going to say, just leveling you guys up and getting you back in the swing of things, you guys made the decision you wanted to make, which is good. I was going to end the actual game here for tonight, but I need to ask you guys a big decision that decides where you go with this, because this is one thing that's very, very critical, and I need to know. What are you guys going to tell the captain? Because you killed a dirty, or what you think is a dirty arbiter. You
already forgot that part.
Yeah, you did this on... Yeah, I already forgot that I did that. But I have to ask, what are you going to tell the captain? Because you had a day off, or you had your wild day out. You went out and you tracked down the guy that Groves found, more or less. And you found that this was a kill team trying to kill Diggs' character. You murdered that guy. You killed all of his kill team. You found that he had Arbites armor. He had an Arbites badge. He had an Arbites bolt pistol. You also found that murder knife, unrelated.
The deputy, who has all that nice stuff?
That's a good question.
So I know that somebody... Yeah, I'm pretty sure...
But we could have
we said the armor was destroyed by the sheer amount of damage we did to it.
Well, I know, but you could have taken a trinket of it as proof, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Know that deputy kept everything intact, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I just stuffed it under the driver's seat of the truck.
So, my guy, if I was the one dealing with this, I would approach her in a way of pointing out, I'll leave that out right away, and then give her the papers that Alpha Squad was dealing with, and try to see if we can get anything from that, thinking that's the focus, and then we might slip in during that conversation that an Arbites might have died.
Okay, so
Rick walks into the chief's office and tells her to reach into his pants and grab out the document.
Oh my god.
And then he'll lightning eyes her if she tries to fight us.
I have a feeling like the captain is slightly afraid of Griglak, so she's probably...
I would be. I am. I'm not saying it in character, but every time I'm near Griglak, I'm like one decision away from not existing.
Yeah.
I'm completely down with Griglak as a character. He is my man. I love him.
Yeah.
You made him your second in command.
That's why I'm trying to bracket with
make
this guy the king of phones, because maybe he'll not kill me.
Griglak is my primary problem solver.
You're like, Griglak, hands off. And he just pulls their hands off like a Lego. Just like...
Yeah. Griglak. Right knee. Oh shit, we killed him. Throw him out the back of the truck.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Griglak's my dude. I dig it.
Yeah, so, because you're going to have to come up with a way to tell the captain who's going to talk to the captain and who's going to say...
Be me.
Yeah, so...
I'm about to say, I have to have him trained. Maybe we'll send the frog first.
No, she might hurt Frog.
Yeah, Frog would
He's cute.
Yeah, so because you guys are going to have to come up with a game plan of how you're going to explain this, how you're going to explain Alpha Squad, how you're going to have to explain all of these things that happened. And I
don't
will
know how to talk to people in character, but I can write a real neat report, probably.
But I do.
I have 61 deceit.
Can I roll like bureaucracy or judgment or something to like make our case?
All right, I will do an to you guys before the next game, and I will remind you of all of the relevant facts I've taken as the DM based on your actions. So that
Which have been perfect, by the way.
Well, you guys have managed to evade blame for all the things you did, which is so far, which is amazing because you blew up part of the city.
What I need to do is, what I need to do is find what psychic power I can do to make her like me.
Yeah, or cause like the game to suddenly become something very different.
Like scanners.
I was thinking like he just looks over at Quinn like, don't worry, I'll talk to her. Women are puffy in my hands.
Ew. I hate it. That's amazing.
He says that with like missing teeth.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I know.
The only power in the city is Phone King.
You have the power of Phone King. He picks up one of the receivers and he goes, "Take me home."
He has he's the Phone King because he Tarzans on the phone lines. And
he uses the phones as like a little grappling hook. And
that's what I mean. Yeah, like
the spoiling cord carries his whole weight as he swings through the city like Spider-Man.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that idea. But no, I'm sorry the game was a little short this week. It's just because we had to level up and everything else, and I know people have certain times that they have to do for stuff, so I apologize for that. But we're about to get to some pretty bonkers part in the story, so I wanted to make sure everyone was correctly leveled up. We're about to get at what I would like to say is the beginning of the end game. And I hope thus far. I mean, I'm very surprised you all have not died. So this is
you haven't thrown very significantly armed opposition at us yet, except for the commando team.
We've shot all of his team, not because we went in there entirely guns blazing, but more like we just end up by circumstance killing them all with our truck or
well, that's what I mean. Like
some other means.
If
like,
this
we're
was
not like straight combat all the time.
If this was a first-person shooter, your MVP would be that MRAP. It would just be like MRAP, KD ratio, like 900 to 0.
Anytime we end up in a fight, it's just Duke Nukem, like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what we would have faced if we didn't do so well inside the warehouse.
Well, that's
Alpha Squadron may have attacked us, and then all the guards with guns in every corner.
Yeah, you guys have. It's not that I haven't thrown shit at you, Goat. It's that you guys have managed to get around the nasty shit and then find the softer stuff.
City rather than. Deal with what was down in the sewers.
The sewer fight would have fucked you guys up because all the guys down there had like really shitty
some Viet Cong shit.
Yeah, they had really shitty like NVGs, and they'd been living down there, and they had dogs. So they were gonna let mutated attack dogs loose on you in the sewers.
You mean what sewers?
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, this is AOE grinding.
Captain will check it out.
Yeah. And it takes like 200 experience.
I just
we're just finally able to see again from the explosion. Yeah, we'll look for it.
Yeah, you have just driven like that. I could see that as a movie moment. God, we would have to get. We'd have to get Independence Day ding dong director for it. You know what I mean? Where you have like
Emmerich.
Yeah, you'd have to get Emmerich because we're talking like thousands of extras and cars exploding and flipping over. Yeah. So like you see the guys driving with a giant school bus wheel and engines like bah! And they're all like screaming. They're all screaming and it's shot from the front and everyone's like Fah! And Griglak's in the back just whittling bored. You know, and then it shows the vehicle and the ground is falling out from behind the back tire as it's bouncing along. So you see the back tire bouncing up and down as the ground is falling out behind it. And eventually you come to a halt, a skidding halt, and it stops in the rear view mirror and you just see buildings sliding into it.
Crater.
Yeah. Buildings slowly sliding into it and fire.
Like my movie started like right when he pushed the button and he dropped it because my guy the first time like stopped floating and fucking mad dashed it for the door.
Yeah,
so fucking slow. I'm like, oh that. Just jump in the back of the vehicle and be like, go.
Yeah, and I'd mentioned the orb in that moment as a joke, but I know one of my unwritten rules is if somebody's fucking around not being serious, okay, you do that. And that's what you did to me. So I was like, yeah, I fucking orbed that place. And I run because I don't know what does.
Yeah, and
it's going to crack when it hits whatever's down there. And it's going to be bad.
Well, it was a very powerful artifact of an explosive.
I expected warp. I expected to like crack it and then suddenly, our our enemy we're fighting is no longer that enemy. It's now like a fucking 30-foot tall thing.
Suddenly, I just go, "Whoa, what was that?"
So
that seems bad.
Well, that was
me
crazy.
this time.
what
That's crazy.
what
But are you gonna sign my petition?
Yeah, but so one of the explosive what I had come up with is it was an explosive I came up with like as an archaeotech thing. And it was a very old Mechanicus device that was used to sanitize starship hulks. So it's like a hand grenade that's designed to like just bathe shit in incandescent heat and neutron radiation. So just like you throw it in a room and it's like a mini nuke. It's like poof, and that room is sterilized. You know what I mean? So you're like, because orcs and gene stealers and all that other stuff. So it's one of those grenades. What happened, why that happened was down there, what you were going to find, and this is something I'd left out, this was part of their fallback operation, and they had pumped a bunch of stolen fuel from a fuel line into 55-gallon drums that were littered all throughout the sewers. Because what they were doing was stockpiling a bunch of fuel because they were planning on making a move on the fuel market as like, you know, evading government fuel regulations by being able to sell untaxed gasoline. Once again, something I drew from real life where you have people like driving 2 states over to buy cheaper gas and converted tanker vehicles, you know, and stuff like that. And so they were doing all that. And then they also had an arms factory down there. And they also had a drug lab down there. So you managed to touch off one of those fuel things. And then I did the dice and I looked at how much explosive big. And I was like, there's no way this doesn't touch off everything. Because I was hoping, the reason I was putting those barrels and stuff around there is that was going to be like my nod to like Half-Life levels where you have all these explosive barrels. But if you shoot them, you die. So it was going to be like dogs are chasing you through these barrels and crates of explosive stuff. And you have to like either run and find your way through this maze or
beat them.
Beat the dogs with your hands and not get murdered. And you have these like halfling murder teams coming through the dark at you. Like that was going to be my idea. Instead, it all exploded, which is fine too.
There's not like the typical ecosystem for a 40k city is like you have the criminals, and then further below that you have like the tech heretic guys that are actually making guns and drugs and shit bills for their own nefarious, fucked up research and shit.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of wondering if we're going to run into one of those guys.
You might, and it's one of those things where this was like their equivalent of like a jungle drug lab. You know what I mean, down there? So they had all of their enterprises down there. All of their criminal shit was down there. They had a lot of security. And they had a bunch of dogfighting and shit going off in one of those wings of it. So one of the things that you were going to be able to do was going to go down into the dogfighting ring. And, like, you could have let all the dogs loose on them, which I think would have been kind of cool.
And instead be a sanitized part of the city.
Yeah. It's so...
Now, in our defense, crime in that area, 0.
Right. Unemployment, 0. Urban renewal at all.
0.
Yeah. You know, just no bums, nothing.
Save the city a ton of money and having to demolish a bunch of buildings nobody was living in. So.
Right. And, more squatters.
And some factories that were still in operation.
Sure. Why?
We got the 4K
were back taxed, I'm sure.
It was still counting the death from this bomb.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's just now catching up. You're like, oh, cool. AoE grinding works.
Wow, the warp's getting really clear.
But no, you guys are interested because the reason I wanted to ask, and I'm going to have to remind you of all the relevant details, is you basically have evidence of an actual attempt at ongoing sedition. That is huge. And that,
what does that mean?
An attempted
the Inquisition involved.
That's an attempted overthrow of lawful government, and that is huge. So that is one of the things that if you uncover, the very least you're going to have is an army on your hands, and the very worst you're going to have is a battle fleet blockading your planet. So this is
Battle fleet Gothic.
perhaps. No, actually, it's not the Gothic sector. So I
We
actually
can steal our own ship and explore the galaxy.
Oh my god!
Rogue Trader time, guys.
You guys refuse to let me finish running the game. You guys are like, guys, we're playing Rogue Trader, and you just write your characters as Rogue Trader characters, and I'm like, no. And it's like 5 years.
We made it off the planet. Now what?
Yeah, now we're like space police.
Yeah, Quinn gets his letter of marque when his dad finally gets murdered by the people chasing him, and boom.
So guys, turns out
campaign.
Turns out a whole line of people, all the way to me, were murdered simultaneously. They forgot I existed, and now I have a ship. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I got a ship.
That's when Deputy's character sits there and goes, "Look at me, I'm the captain."
So I would let him. I'd be like, "Sure, man, go ahead."
Yeah,
Ryan could be my seneschal.
Yeah.
That would be the worst Rogue Trader crew. That would be the worst. The worst.
Well,
Actually,
we were cops, but then we got fired. We left the job, and then we got a spaceship, and then we
start recording for Fox, like middle of the day cops, but Rogue Trader stuff. It's like, we're just out here trying to clean up the galaxy from all the injustices.
I always wanted to help my community. Always wanted to give back. You know, did my time in the army and decided to become a space cop.
Jump into the warp while still in the atmosphere and just ruin a planet.
We suck the atmosphere off as we leave. It just goes.
Yep.
Did that happen?
have a lot of problems that way.
It's 40K. Anything could happen.
Oh god!
You see all these. It's a beautiful island planet. It's a beautiful island planet with this beautiful. Yeah, just everyone's happy. It's a pleasure planet. Everyone's waving goodbye at your ship, and you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this jump. It'll save us 5 minutes." And you do that, and it just sucks all the atmosphere out into the warp, and you see all these beaches instantly flash freeze.
Suddenly, I'm like, "Wow, the warp got real loud for a second there."
You're like, does anyone else hear screaming?
There's a lot of screaming going on.
Hey, look, it's that lady on the beach. Anyways.
How is she moving faster than us?
Wow, man. Crazy. She's got FTL legs. Oh, God. That would be... the 40K is cursed. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. So, good times.